So what we have in front of us here is a rather short-lived special livery, and the result when Herpa works, at least what we for them can consider light speed. And with that, hello and welcome to a new episode of Review, where we today will take a closer look at an Airbus A320NEO of Lufthansa. At the front of the box we have a lovely image of the aircraft in real life. Above that we find the Lufthansa branding. Then the backside of the box, well, here we don't have another cutout, because sometimes Herpa actually does bother with their box design, especially when it comes to Lufthansa aircraft models. What we get here is a lovely front view, a lovely graphic or rendition of the aircraft. And here she is, the Airbus A320NEO in the special Hauptstadtflieger livery of Lufthansa. Now, Hauptstadtflieger in German, well, basically means capital aircraft or capital flyer, something like that. And this livery was introduced alongside the opening of the new airport in Berlin. The livery itself was introduced end of October 2020 and lasted until March 2021. And Herpa managed to recreate this aircraft model with this special livery in about 8 to 9 months, which absolutely for them is light speed. So the big question now is, of course, did Herpa just work fast or also proper? Well, we will find out by taking a look at the aircraft to see what it actually has to offer. And we start off with a look at the tail section, where we on the vertical stabilizer have the Lufthansa branding. Then on the fuselage we find the full registration code of the aircraft, the German flag, the flag of the European Union, and underneath that the 3-letter IATA code of the new Berlin airport, BER. And towards the very tail of the aircraft we do also have a bit of detailing around the APU exhaust. Then at the front of the aircraft and across the fuselage we have the writing of Hauptstadtflieger. Underneath that we have the aircraft type specification, the name of the aircraft. In this case the aircraft is named after the German city of Neubrandenburg. And underneath that we have the Lufthansa branding with a heart and the crest of Berlin. Next to the cabin door we then also have a little yellow square, which is the last part of the new Lufthansa livery that still uses the yellow of the original color scheme from Lufthansa. Then of course we have a Star Alliance logo, of which Lufthansa is a founding member, and underneath the cockpit windows we find the Lufthansa logo. The cockpit section itself offers us the cockpit windows with the black mask, and that's all we get here. And you have to consider this aircraft model does retail at 28 euros. Honestly, that's absurd. Unfortunately, we won't find many more printed details on the engines. The nacelles have been kept in all white, just as most of the fuselage, and do have the silver leading edge printed on, but that's all we get here for printed details. What a disappointment. The physical detailing, however, is very nice. We do also have the reworked engine mount, which means we have a proper engine ground clearance. And also when we look here into the engines from the front, we can very nicely see the engine fan blades. Then on the fuselage, just above the wings, we find the emergency exits have been printed on, which leads us straight to the wings, which we should also take a closer look at. Starting off with the top side, where we can see the different flaps, slats and spoilers have been carved out very nicely, and we do have the markings for the emergency exit printed on as well. Then the underside of the wings reveals some more nice physical detailing, and of course the wings do also have these lovely winglets, where we also find the Lufthansa logo has been printed on. The landing gear is the standard landing gear that Herpa uses for all the Airbus A320 family aircraft. That's a good thing for the main landing gear and not such a good thing for the front landing gear, because honestly speaking that is way too oversized. And of course also here we are, as always, missing printed details. And then last but not least, we do also have the doors to the cargo compartments printed on here at the back of the aircraft and also here at the front of the aircraft. So there we have it, the Airbus A320NEO in the special Hauptstadtflieger livery of Lufthansa from Herpa Wings and scale 1 to 500. And what can we say about this aircraft model? Well, let me start with the things that I actually like about this aircraft model. Firstly, I'm happy that Herpa actually made it, considering the short-lived nature of this livery. And even though the model was released a few months after the livery had already been retired, it is still rather fast-paced work from Herpa Wings. When I talk about the mold, and here I particularly think about the shape of the cockpit section, I absolutely hate it. It looks hideous. It looks like a toy, not a true-to-scale die-cast model. But it is very much helped along by the black mask around the cockpit windows. And my theory why Herpa a few years ago changed this part of their A320 mold is exactly because I do think they will make more and more aircraft models with this black mask, and they thought it would look better like this. Unfortunately, there are a few other things I don't like about this aircraft model. We could talk about the price for ages, but suffice to say that it is absolutely ridiculous to charge 28 euros retail for a model like this. Especially when they then also forget to add all these additional details that they actually had promised all their customers that from now on they would be adding always. So Herpa, where are my additional details on the engines or on the fuselage? I mean, that is already the bare minimum that you should be doing as a standard anyways, but where is it? So that honestly is quite a fail. Despite all that, I still like the aircraft model. I kind of hate myself for saying this, but I do actually still like the aircraft model. Probably because I just like the livery and the story behind the aircraft model. If you can get it anywhere, of course, for cheaper than the retail price, then I would say consider it, especially if you like Lufthansa and would like to have these special liveries. But other than that, it is an aircraft model that you very easily can skip and you don't need to splash your cash on. So with that conclusion, we have reached the end of today's episode. If you have enjoyed this video, then don't forget to leave a like. That would be very much appreciated. And of course, if you are new around here, why not hit subscribe? That would be absolutely awesome. With that, I'd like to say thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you soon again. I'm checking out, and bye.